Hello, my friends. With you MD. From Everything PS. In a new tutorial. In our Premiere Pro course. Do you want to know how to export a video file in Premiere Pro? Then you are in the right place to be. Now let's start our tutorial. For this tutorial, I'm using the Premiere Pro project file 1001. Export a video file. You will find that project file with the media associated with this tutorial. You can download it from the link down below in the description box. Just double-click on the project file to open it in Premiere Pro. Once your creative work is complete, it's time to share it with the world. There is a wide range of professional options for media file export in Adobe Premiere Pro. But you can often use a preset that does all the choosing for you. I've got my going home sequence open here. And this is a sequence. I'd like to export it as a file. I'm going to File, Export, Media. And this brings up the Export Settings dialog. I'm gonna make sure that my format is set to H.264. This is a popular codec for the distribution of media today. And I'm gonna make sure that the preset format is set to match source high bitrate. In this case, the source is my current sequence. But I could just as easily have selected a clip in the project panel to export that into a different format. A bitrate is a measure of the amount of information used to store the picture and sound. The higher the bitrate, usually the better the quality of the end result. As I walk down all of the options in this dialog, I can see that I've got a series of tabs where I can specify some additional effects I want to apply to the clip that I'm exporting. I can adjust the video settings for the output. And that means specifying things like the width and height of the image, the number of frames per second, and so on. And you'll notice that these options are all grayed out because I have a checkbox on the right side for match source. If I turn off the checkbox, I can change the settings. I have audio export options, multiplexer options that are specific to H.264, and if you have a specific demand for the way that the video and audio combined, you can set it here. And what we have with captions, open and close. And we have some options to publish to social media platforms like Adobe, Behance, Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, and so on. Again, we have quite a lot of options in this dialog, but there are really two areas I want to draw your attention to. First of all, we've got the source and output summary. In this case, the source is my sequence, and I can see the size of the frame, 1280 by 720. That number in brackets is the shape of the dots. That's the pixels, the number of frames per second, and so on. As much as possible you'll want these settings to match your output settings. And of course, they will. Because again, if I go back to my preset, I've got lots of options here. But I'm just gonna choose match source high bitrate. By choosing to match my source, I make sure that those important settings are correct. The second important bit of this dialog is the output name. Although this just looks like a file name, you can see that the MP4 is the type of file I'm going to make. If I make an H.264, it's actually something you can click on to specify where this new file is going to be stored. I'll click on it now. And it brings up a regular save as dialog. This is in Windows, of course. This would be a Finder dialog in macOS. I am happy with that location. I'll put that in this folder. And I will click Save. And if you're happy with the settings, you can click Export. And the file will be created. And that's it. Here is the new file has been created. As your familiarity with media technology grows, you may find a need for the more advanced options in those menus. But much of the time, choosing to match your source will work. Here we go. We are done for today. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel, like, share, and leave your comment down below in the comments section. See you next time in a new tutorial and other courses here in Everything PS. And if you want to learn more about Adobe After Effects, take a look at our second channel Saskiano. You will find it in the description. Goodbye, my friends.